As an American, hearing the name Aston Martin invokes thoughts of a tuxedo-clad British spy sipping on a shaken martini and chasing baddies in a machine gun-toting DB5. In a past life, Aston Martin lived on that nostalgia and harnessed it to keep interest in an increasingly aging brand that wasn't keeping up with the times. Rest assured, those days are well behind us, and after 110 years, Aston Martin is only getting better. The question though, could they make a genuinely usable, practical, everyday Aston? The answer is an SUV that now makes up 50% of Aston Martin's global sales. The DBX is defining the family hauler for Aston Martin. Not only are its aesthetics museum-worthy, but its power keeps Aston at the top of the hill for a while to come. Dubbed the most powerful SUV in the world, the 707 model boasts 697 horsepower and will propel you from a standstill to 60 miles an hour in a blistering 3.1 seconds on its way to a recorded top speed of 193 miles per hour. Doing so all while carting the kids off to private violin lessons in double-tufted leather-clad luxury. The standard DBX V8, and I only say standard because it's not the 707, is no slouch either. Both variations use an AMG massaged 4-liter twin-turbo V8 paired with a 9-speed automatic transmission that delivers 542 horsepower on the standard model, while the newer DBX 707 uses ultra-efficient turbos with additional cooling to develop its Bruce Banner-like power. Performance isn't all power though. DBX gets its structural rigidity from the bonded aluminum frame and has a double wishbone front suspension combined with multi-link axle and electronic active dampening that keeps it flat and planted in the corners. Plus, it's the first Aston Martin to use all-around air suspension, with dual benefits of outstanding comfort and control. The ride height can even be adjusted up to 3.7 inches, raised to negotiate difficult terrain, or lowered for easy access and loading. There's no denying that DBX is a monster, but it's the overall beauty of it that's going to get people to park it in their garage. Just looking at the iconic grille conjures images of the DB2 of the 1950s. Flanking the grille are intakes that control airflow along the side of the car and help cool the high-performance brakes. The design is accentuated by the LED surround that doubles as daytime running lights. Atop the grille are huge projection-style LED headlights that flow into the perfectly sculpted ventilated hood. Continue down the sides of the car and you're met with the giant ventilated wheel arches that help dissipate turbulent air in the wheel wells. To alleviate drag, flush-mounted door handles are used, as well as the elimination of exterior rubber gaskets to create a smooth, continuous surface along the window line. Borrowing styling cues from other iconic models, engineers look to the Vantage when sculpting the rear end. The signature ducktail is molded into the liftgate, accentuated by the coast-to-coast taillights. Continue down to the lower valance where you'll find the dual chrome exhaust with matte black surround and piano black accents all around the license plates. The 707, on the other hand, might be the same animal, but it has definitely reached the top of the evolutionary ladder. A larger front grille and larger brake ducts stretch out the front end and increase airflow by 27% to feed the larger intercoolers and radiators, keeping the engine fed with cool air. Additional aero is added as well, increasing downforce and directing air around and under the vehicle. That's most prevalent out back with the rear spoiler and lower carbon fiber diffuser, not only giving the 707 a distinct profile, but provide additional downforce. But that's all just icing on the cake to the quad exhaust growling at you through the carbon diffuser like a caged animal in a zoo. The stainless exhaust is perfectly tuned and roars to life when you put your foot down. As an additional bonus, Aston created the loud start option that allows you to open up all the bafflement and gives the 707 an even more aggressive sound when you push the start button, just to keep your neighbors on their toes first thing in the morning. Bringing everything to a stop are massive 16.5-inch rotors across the front and 15.4 inches in the back, gripped by painted calipers in your choice of bronze, orange, yellow, red, or gray paint. Steel rotors are standard, but you get an upgraded carbon ceramic on the 707. The big stoppers are said to shed 88 pounds compared with the cast iron rotors in the standard DBX. Lastly, all that power rides on your choice of 9 different massive 22 or 23-inch wheels. Step through the swan wing doors of the DBX and you step into the world of carbon fiber, elegant wood, and French stitched brogue leather. Everywhere. Seats, headliner, dash, doors, center console, cargo cover, even the speaker grills are made of leather. Some of the best produced in the world, by the way. To put things in perspective, the tannery in Wales that supplies the leather only uses male cows because pregnant females get stretch marks. Getting past the cowhides, the DBX must be one of the most well-equipped vehicles in the world. Starting with the steering wheel, you have a choice of leather or Alcantara wrapping. In the wheel, you have controls for volume, phone, selector buttons for various dashboard functions, and the shifter paddles for the flappy paddle gearbox when you switch to manual mode. Beyond that is a 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster displaying all your standard info, as well as drive mode, navigation, and a ton of other customizable driver settings. In the center of this beautifully molded dash are the engine start and stop button in between the 4-gear select buttons, eliminating the need for a bulky shifter in the center console. Below that, a 10-inch infotainment screen is basically the center hub to the DBX. Not only can you adjust and access the usual toys like navigation, radio, and phone, but this is where you can adjust things like interior lighting, drive modes, and settings including ride height, exhaust tone, and much more. Keep moving down and you have the standard climate controls, including heated and optional ventilated seats for all passengers. In the center console, you have a drive mode select button, ride height adjustment, downhill assist, parking camera, lane assist, and more, as well as the selection wheel for the infotainment screen. Delivering the tunage is a 14-speaker Bowers & Wilkins premium stereo, all discreetly hidden behind the aforementioned leather. The rest of the DB interior is as posh as you can imagine. With your choice of not only color, but leather and Alcantara, stitching color, pattern, secondary material like wood and carbon fiber, even the color of your seatbelt is customizable. There are thousands of color and material combinations to choose from. The back seat is roomy and comfortable for even the tallest of adults. Trunk space is beyond adequate at 22.3 cubic feet behind the back row and 54 cubic feet with the rear seats flipped down. Now, although the DBX form factor would have been alien to the Aston Martin we knew a century ago, this hyper-luxe SUV is an astounding feat of automotive engineering. It really is the perfect combination of beautiful form and brute power.